everybody, and welcome back to the internet's #1 podcast on public library recommendations and holy Houdini Batman. This is episode 206 of the Not Funny Guys Presents Off the Reels. I'm Casey, and the two men across from me are Dr. John and Eric. Now, gentlemen, let's talk about Batman and Robin. Batman and Nightwing. Uma Thurman is thirsty. Let's talk about the thing, shall we? She taught me more innuendos as a child about being a little extra slippery when she's wet.
Those clearly went all over my head as a child.
Same.
Because I was like, holy shit. But then I also thought back, I was like, you know what? This is kind of par for the course of the Batman movies, since Batman Returns, at least.
This was the movie where I fell in love with Uma Thurman.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but meh.
No, she was
This
hot
is
as
not
poison.
her best movie.
No,
Yes.
she's not. But she's hot as Poison Ivy.
Sure. She is a very attractive Poison Ivy. Though I don't know that I like this take on Poison Ivy. I will say that.
We can get into what
she's
anyone thought of this take. But no, she was very attractive, and her poster was fantastic. All right, let's.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
He has the community glass too.
Oh yeah. Okay, I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
You're like, yes, she was formative in my childhood years.
Poster over
Excuse
his
me.
bed.
How's it going, gentlemen? How's it going?
Oh, what a
It
week.
goes.
Yeah, this week has sucked for me for work purposes. It's been crazy and hectic. How
It
about you?
sucked for me for life reasons.
Mm.
And work too.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know. Well, when you're dealing with a child in two cast, not injury, folks. It's a whole other thing. But
it's a whole thing.
there's no broken bones
Developmental.
involved. Yeah, developmental. But anyway, it's a process, to say the least. All right. Well, let's get into a little bit of what we've been watching, shall we? We shall, because I can do that. I want to drive this train home.
He has the power.
I'm driving it home because I'm going to get us home. We're going to land this plane in an hour and a half if it murders John. So, speaking of murdering John, let's start with Eric first, because Eric, you do go into great detail with your movies, which I appreciate. I really do.
Okay.
So
You're going to be disappointed because there are none.
What did you watch this week, Eric?
I watched a little Batman movie that I think we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
And then I watched
give away
an even
things.
littler movie.
Don't give away things.
For the other pod, I and my wife Rachel.
You can say the movie. You can say the movie
Okay,
title.
we watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And
so the only thing I'm going to ask you about,
we watched it
because I don't want to. I don't want you
waiting to make you watch that.
I don't want to.
He was so excited.
I don't want to. Well, it's a great example of like indie little things that somehow take on a cult following.
I will be asking why this was on the list.
That's okay.
Though I will recognize, I guess it's starting a whole trend of like IP.
It's parody
IP, if you will,
and parody horror. So, but
I wouldn't call this parody horror, but yeah.
Well, it's taking a thing and running. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right. We'll get into that. And the other, what I want to ask is, this is how I felt when I watched it originally last year. I went in and the bar was so low that I was like, anything's got to be better than what I picture in my head. Was it at least, without giving your review away, was it at least better than you initially expected when you watched it? Doesn't have to be much better, but was it at least better than when you actually, what you thought?
No.
Oh, it's just as bad, if not worse. Okay. All right.
I mean, we'll get into the detail in the other pod.
That's fine. I don't need to go. I was just curious.
I would say there are elements maybe that are better than I thought.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay.
I'll say there were surprises in a good way.
Yeah. That's kind of, when I first watched it, this is my second time watching it. When I first watched it, the bar again was so low. Like we were scraping the barrel. That's how in fact, the bar was just dropped on the ground and I just had to step over it or pick it up and literally roll it over me. Like those are the two options. And I thought it was at least better than I feared and expected out of that weird morbid curiosity of.
So long story short, folks, tune over to Wrestling with the Horror of It All and see if you can what your comment is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun conversation. I look forward to it. Now, Eric, did you watch any TV this week?
Again, very little. A lot of my week has just been so focused
Okay,
on getting some projects done at work.
that's all right.
I did. Oh, no, I haven't really caught up on anything.
Except for
I
Raw.
mean,
That was the only thing.
we were able to watch a few of our shows that we watched together, like Abbott Elementary
Mm.
or Ghosts, or not a lot are on. And then, of course, I tend to tune in most nights to either Colbert or Seth Meyers.
All right.
But really, beyond that, no.
Oh, okay. All right. I meant to show you guys something. I forgot about it. So maybe if I remember, I'll do it after if we have time.
All right.
There's something I'll show you. I was going to ask you about it, but that'd be difficult to do. You know what?
I did get out to minor league baseball last weekend. How about
Oh,
that? It was our first date anniversary, Rachel and I.
oh,
So it's been 20 years since we first started dating, as
nice.
of May 3rd. And so we went, my treat of that was
Yeah.
the baseball game. Her treat was we got ice cream and donuts, donuts beforehand, ice cream after. And then we also went Tractor Supply Coat because
Well,
it was
one of
out in
those
the
seemed like a
boonies in
good
Maryland.
idea, and then the other one felt like torture. I'll let you
You're
decide.
right. Yeah,
I'll
minor
let
league baseball. That's where he's
you
at. That's
decide.
where he's at.
No, that's the
Casey
fun
loves
part.
himself some sports ball.
It's the ice cream that's the torture.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
No,
The
it's
the
fun.
donuts both were really good. I would say the donuts were better than the ice cream.
Yeah.
Just more unique donuts. Like it had ube and another like tropical fruit that was kind of almost savory. They had an everything donut with chive cream cheese filling. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. B Donuts in La Plata, I believe it is, Maryland. The game we saw was in Waldorf at the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs.
All right. All right.
Yeah, it was
Um,
a good stadium. I think we lost. We left in the eighth because we were
cool.
getting creamed.
I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, and it's going to be a slight pain in the butt for Dr. John and I, but um, I'm going to show them something I forgot to do because Eric didn't watch any movies, and I want to get some live thoughts on something real fast. So, one
Uh-oh.
moment, folks. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. What did you think of the clip from Rocky Horror Show from The Tonight Show?
It was very good. It was very good.
It looked fun. It looked like
Yeah.
every other Rocky Horror Picture Show I've seen.
I mean, Rocky
I've
Horror.
seen a few.
This
Okay.
looked a lot better. I mean, Luke Evans nailed it, in
He
my
does.
opinion.
He's so good at it.
He's doing a great job of. I feel like I can see how it'll be his own,
Mhm.
but also there's certainly an homage to Tim Curry in his voice.
Yeah. And one thing that I love is it ties into Batman, the movie from
Oh.
1966. He's like, I'm not shaving the stash. The stash stays. Just
Yeah,
like
but I think
Cesar
that
Romero.
that's a good character choice too, to like kind of trigger the transvestite side of
Hey,
it as well.
yeah.
Can I give you an even better segue? Speaking of Tim Curry, I watched Clue.
I hadn't gotten to that
Ah.
part. You really hate Rocky Horror. That's what this is. You know how this
He's
goes,
ready
folks.
to move on.
Won't let
Ready to
us
move on.
Look, I'm watching the time. I'm gonna get us out of here on time.
Is he, folks?
Sure.
I actually do a pretty good job of getting us out on time. Fine, if you would like to go into the movies that you watch.
I'm just saying, I rewatched Clue, love it still. I remember I was telling my wife about the fact that I think at one point they wanted Carrie Fisher to play Miss Scarlet.
She hated the movie though, right? And had never seen it before.
I don't remember the
He's
exact
like,
story, but I remember
I
there's a
see
connection
that
there.
dodging there. You're like, I'm not answering what my wife thought about this movie.
No, my wife actually likes Clue,
Okay.
but she wouldn't. She actually likes the woman who played Miss Scarlet, so she didn't really need a replacement.
Mm.
Now, it's the Starship Troopers that I watched that my wife did not understand the satire of it per se, and therefore did not like it. Because I'm like, well, it's a propaganda film.
It is a
It's meant to be
propaganda film.
stupid and
Hmm.
choppy and corny as shit.
Yeah. If you
Go
should
back and rewatch it because I only really saw it as a teen.
I'm listening to a podcast where they're talking about Spielberg movies, and they were talking about Minority Report and how that came out after 9/11 but was filmed before 9/11, and so like how scary it was and like how it
Oh
plays
yeah,
the
no, it really
story.
would.
With the whole story being like, let's kill them and stop them and arrest them before they commit a crime. Like, let's take out Iran before they create a nuclear bomb because they might. So we're gonna stop them now. Same idea from Minority Report.
It's the ultimate
And,
undermining argument for the preemptive
yeah.
approach.
Also, they pointed out that I never thought of. Only murder is bad because the precogs ignore rape and theft. They only go after murder. So it's
Yeah, they only talk about murder. They only talk about the murder rate. It's like none of the other.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this. I hadn't seen it in a while. I need to rewatch Minority Report. Anyway, they also
I
talked
should
about
rewatch
War
Minority
of the
Report though.
Worlds, and it made me want to watch it, which was also, and that one's an actual direct 9/11 thing
Yes.
that they were going after. I hadn't seen those movies in a while. I should watch them. Anyway, I'm glad you watched Clue. I watched it with the commentary last time I watched it. And if I remember correctly, the only part that is actually improv, because you would think all this cast, there's a shit ton of improv. Apparently, it's very tightly written and scripted, but flames coming out of her face. That part was the improv bit.
Rattling. Rattling
And they
con.
kept it in.
I just remember when we were talking. I love the fact that we were talking about, my wife and I were talking about the alternate endings because they had to make sure no one spoiled it.
Yeah. What would and well and remember the alternate endings, different theaters around the country had different endings.
Yes.
Right. You had
Yeah,
to see it
everybody. So
multiple
everybody
times.
got different endings depending on your theater.
Yeah. Um
So
there was what was we were talking about something recently where we were like they should do this with multiple endings, but I don't remember what it was now. I don't remember which of the three of us had that conversation. Starship Troopers I haven't seen in a while. I challenge you to go watch the sequels, John. Go do it. I dare
no,
you.
God,
I
they're even
dare
worse.
you. I dare
No,
you.
I know they're bad, but like what I like about the first one is the kind of like it's an obvious propaganda film.
What
The
did you what did you
acting
rate
is
that?
even kind of like really
Oh, we're losing John.
We are losing John. He's bugging
terrible.
out. He's so bugging out over
Was that? And that's main.
yeah,
Oh, shut up! My
no,
internet
you were
sounds.
chopping.
No, like you're
you,
like we're literally losing your audio.
yeah,
You're clipping in and
Oh,
out
I
a
know, I
ton.
know.
it's okay.
Okay.
Well, I know,
How
but
many
then I got a
stars?
message that said my internet was
All
unstable.
right, well, I would since
I
while
gave it
he's
3.
three, okay. What about Clue? I'll tell you since his internet's being weird.
4.
Four for Clue. Let me tell you let me tell you what all I watched. I was on a watching spree. I watched so many things. You're going to be like, where did you find the time? And I'm going to be like, I made the time. So since the last time we had watched, last thing I'd watched was Batman Forever. I watched Deep Impact, which I hadn't seen in forever.
Hmm.
And movie holds up well. It holds well. It's got some good emotion. So I sign off on Deep Impact. Why did I watch it? Because I saw it on my movie list and I was like, I haven't watched this in a while. 3.5 stars is what I give Deep Impact. I watched a little movie I've never seen before, but I bet you John has seen, and I bet you Eric's never heard of. I watched Logan's Run for the first time ever.
I've heard of it, but I've
I
never
had
seen it.
never
Oh
seen
wow,
Logan's Run, and I gotta
that is
say,
an old movie.
pleasantly surprised at how good that movie was. However, I'm gonna spoil it like an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, and only a slight spoiler. The movie about an hour and 10 movie in, and it's called Logan's Run because he's trying to get away. It's a whole thing. There's runners. He's gonna run. That's the plot of the movie. People are trying to get out of there. So at 30, you die. Some 30-year-olds are like,
Yeah,
fuck this, I'm not gonna die. And so they run to get away to find out where they're going. The computer, the AI, decides to turn Logan into a runner and take 4 years off of his life to make him run to go find them so he can turn everyone in. That's the basic plot of it. So anyway, that's why it's called Logan's Run. About an hour and 10 minutes into the movie, he gets out of where they are, and he and the girl are standing there looking over, and it's this beautiful sunset. I'm like, this is a good ending. Fuck yeah, they stuck this. And then for some reason I paused. I think I had to go to the bathroom or something. And I realized there was still 40 minutes of the movie left. I was like, oh,
You're like, oh,
uh,
it was weird that it ended in an hour.
but it didn't feel like an hour. I was like, this movie's clipping along. It's really good. The other 40 minutes were fine. It just felt there's a tonal shift in the movie at this point. I do think it stuck the landing. It was good. I don't need a remake. I think this one's perfectly fine. So much boobs, so much um inconsensual sex. They have like a
Wait,
TV channel where
what?
they like flip through, but it's like a teleporter thing. And so like the men stand in their rooms and flip the thing, and a new person teleports into their square. And like you look at them and you're like, nope, click. And like a guy pops up and he's like, click. And a woman pops up and he's like, no, click. And another woman appears and he's like, you come in. And she's like, so you, of all the women, you choose me? And he goes like, yes. And she's like, well, do I have a choice? And he's like, yes. Are we gonna have sex? No. Well, we're gonna have sex. And you're just like, Oh, this is getting awkward really fast.
Oh heavens!
And he does give her. I'm not gonna, there's no rape. We don't have to watch it, but they really imply that there is rape in this place. There's an orgy scene. It's a very weird movie from the '70s. But what did I give that movie? I gave it 4 stars. I think.
Bacchanalia.
4 stars. I actually would recommend it. It was a total worthwhile watch.
Interesting.
Caught me by surprise. Now I watched
It was the
something.
boobs, wasn't it? It was
It
the
was
boobs.
I watched something that I've been promising for a while I was gonna watch. And I finally did it, gentlemen. I did it. I watched it. I
Should we
watched
be
Marvel
concerned?
Zombies.
Oh, how was it?
Okay.
It's good. It's weird that it's 4 episodes. It should be just a movie. It should have just been like an hour and 20-minute movie. I like the basic idea of it. I already knew that they were doing a season 2, and thank God I did, because if I didn't know there was a season 2, the way it ends, I'd been pissed. I'd been so
Right.
pissed. But you know, the best part, I got to see Mahershala Ali play Blade. Might be the only time he ever plays Blade, but he sounds fantastic as Blade, especially when he's got the spirit of Khonshu over his shoulder, which is a lot of fun. It is definitely gory. It is definitely violent, and it follows Riri Williams, Kate Bishop, and Kamala Khan. Those are the 3 main people. And there's a very interesting twist with Hulk that I was like, kudos. I like this.
So is Blade also Moon Knight in this?
Yes. Mark Spector
Is this one
dies.
of those kind of alternate reality
It's
sort of ideas?
from the What If. It's a spinoff from the What If episode. So,
but I don't remember him being in What If.
He wasn't in. Well, technically,
Okay.
he's in what the Gundam episode of What If, but in the
Mahershala is?
Yes, but the it's like a quick. I think he only says like one line, but Blade's in that
Okay.
one because one of the Gundams is Moon Knight.
He probably
Then-
recorded all this at the same time as like Eternals or whatever it was.
Probably. But this one, Mark Spector is killed, and so he gets the spirit of Khonshu because he's so
Interesting.
old, he already knew Khonshu and had a relationship with Khonshu, and so he was able to accept it. And then they have like Shang-Chi's a big character
Sounds like he's settling.
in it. The guy who the magician guy from Ant-Man, like want to see a magic trick? That guy, that agent is back, doing the voice. So it's fine.
Woo.
Yes.
Agent Woo.
Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yes,
Oh,
Agent
Just
Woo.
sneeze. There it is.
I
So
forget
watched
the
that.
actor's name, but I like him. He's from Fresh Off the Boat.
It's
I remember him wrong.
Andy Parks.
He's also John Krasinski's
Yeah,
twin.
yeah, some park. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that skit somewhere.
And then all right, so then I watched something. This is because of John I watched this one, but it had been on my list and I hadn't watched it in a while. I watched the deluxe edition, so it's the 2 pieces together. But I watched Batman the Long Halloween. So both parts together. So it was 3 hours of Batman the Long Halloween.
I was more suggesting that you read the graphic novel, not watch the movie.
I hadn't seen the movie.
Why is that mean?
Because I hadn't seen it, because it made me want to watch it
Okay.
because you were talking about it, and I love that book so much. So I watched it because I hadn't got to watch it, and now I want to read the book again to see what they changed, because there's clear deviations, very clear deviations.
Well, I made it all the way through now to the last Halloween too.
So
So
I will say Jensen Ackles makes a fantastic Batman, at least the voice of Bruce and Batman, fantastic. So give him a shot, James Gunn. Give him a shot. Troy Baker is Joker again. He's played Joker before. He sounds just like Mark Hamill. Naya Rivera, the girl from Glee who drowned, she plays Catwoman, and there's like a tribute to her at the end of the movie.
Oh, nice.
And then Dave DeSmalchin plays Calendar Man in a very disturbing way. And Quaid from The Boys. Shit, what's his name?
Jack Quaid?
Jack Quaid plays Vito's son. Now I can't think of his name.
Mario? No.
The one who went to school. The one.
You talking about the Carmine family or
sorry, Carmine. Maybe it's Carmine. It's the one.
No. You talking about the Falcone family?
Yes, sure. I'm bad with
then
names.
He's Alfredo.
Alfredo. He plays Alfredo.
Okay.
He does a really good job.
You did watch this movie, right?
I'm bad with.
It's good that I read. Well, here's the thing.
He read it, so he knows the names better than me.
Because I read I read both that Dark Victory and The Last Halloween, which is a trilogy now of its own. So you have the names with you more intensely the whole time. So it makes sense.
And I feel they show Alfredo more in the book than they do in the movie, because the movie he's not in it a ton. Not that he
Well,
has
there's
to
also another
100%
brothers,
be in it.
Mario, who doesn't
Yeah.
even really show up until like Dark Victory, though.
Where I think that they made deviations is the daughter or the sister, um
Oh yeah,
Sophia.
yeah.
She, I feel, is barely in this movie, where she's a bigger presence in the book. What I don't necessarily care for, I see what they were trying to do with the art style, but it didn't work for me. There was just something off seeing the Tim Sale try to be put into animation form, and
Yeah, it doesn't work.
it falls flat. But it's a decent adaptation. Like, it did its job. It made me want to go read the book. Like, I think that's actually a pretty high
Yeah.
praise. If like you did such a good job, I want to
fair.
go read the book and stuff. So I did. When the Two-Face part, beautiful animation though. When you get to see him, that worked because they played it right with shadows. But anyway, it's good. But the breaking, splitting, I don't know. I haven't seen it split in two. I feel it would be awful. Like, where they do it's right after the Joker scene from the book. So right after that, they cut. That would be the end of movie one, and then you go into movie two right after. And to me, that's a weird breaking point.
There's a weird breaking point. All right.
But it's totally worth. I would say you probably like it, John. Especially once you finish it, give it a watch.
I know.
And see what's
Well,
different.
no, I mean,
And
like I said, since I just reread them, and I mean, I've actually moved on. Hey, speaking of what I'm reading now,
yeah,
I found all the old Star Wars Legends, like Knights of the Old Republic stuff. I found they're all in digital now on Apple Books for good prices.
Oh, they're also
Are these the non-canon ones? That
Yeah,
they
They are non-canon now.
I forgot what they call them. There's a new term that
supposedly.
they use.
Yeah, some of
Well,
them,
I found like the two
characters keep finding their
omnibuses
way
that I
back.
really
guess.
wanted to read. I found those for like $20 each.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, heck yeah, because if I tried to find a physical version of that now,
No, you got to get the
probably
omnibus.
about $100.
You got to get the omnibus now, because then you can get like 7 or 8 of those minis together in one chunk.
Well, that's the thing, is that even trying to find the omnibus, the physical ones now, is not cheap.
Oh, they're
So I was
reprinting
like,
them.
I'll pay $20.
Yeah, they just started
digital.
reprinting them, so that they'll
okay.
start showing up.
Okay.
You can. They're also all.
I just really wanted to read the old Tales of the Jedi
Yeah.
because I love that whole storyline.
Yeah.
And technically, even though it's not, it could technically still be canon.
Right, that's the weird phrasing, because they don't
that's
even.
the weird.
I feel like they call it extended universe as
They
a
do
way
make that
to be
reference.
like, it could be canon, but it's not canon.
Well, they haven't rewritten anything to exclude it.
Right. I don't know
Because
what
most of the ones I'm reading right now take place like thousands of years ago.
Yeah, I don't know
So
what they did, because when they bought that, once they bought it and it went over to Marvel Unlimited, all of a sudden they just took all the Dark Horse stuff and threw it onto Marvel Unlimited, every single issue. And I'm like,
Wow.
how does that work? Because that's a weird licensing thing. Because Dark Horse
That
should
is.
own those. But
And that's what I'm reading. I'm reading the Dark Horse stuff. So I still have individual issues, but I wanted to read the whole thing.
Every issue of the Dark Horse stuff that they ever did is on Marvel Unlimited. Every single issue.
Okay.
So if you end up getting that,
well, I have no problem. I have the ones that I kind of really wanted to read, and I went back and got some ones with like the old Empire, the Sith thing. So I was like, I'm cool with this.
Well, speaking of being cool with, let's jump into some news, shall we? And let's quickly start off with some trailers that we watched. There were a couple trailers that came out. So first off, Tony is the Anthony Bourdain biopic, folks. Did that move the needle for either of you?
It's the first I became aware of it, so
yeah, same.
I was like, it looks interesting.
I feel like I remember you mentioning they may have been making a something on Kitchen Confidential some time ago. So I feel like I may have heard about it, but this is the first time I've really seen it and understood what it could be. And yeah, I'd watch it.
He sounds just like Anthony Bourdain. It's really freaky.
He does, actually.
You know what I want to do before this happens, and I might put this as my next book on tape to listen to on like walks and stuff like that. Nice. Yeah, because I feel like I want to hear Anthony tell it before I see it, because I think he does read his own audiobook.
Sounds like he probably does.
My sister-in-law was like, "Are they gonna get to like the drug addiction?" I was like, "Why would you?" I mean, he would.
Of course, they are. They clearly show that he's passed out in the streets at times and things like that. You know,
I mean, it would.
This is him overcoming that by being a.
Well, this is where he starts with the drug addiction.
It's in Cape Cod, Falmouth, I believe.
And then he'll go.
or
when
Martha's.
he'll disappear from this when he becomes the writer and it happens again. Then he gets clean and then he does the CNN run before his death.
Hmm.
So I was like, the CNN stuff's all documented very well. This is the part that's not documented other than his
Yeah.
book. And
Right.
then a lot of his drug stuff is kind of documented too, unfortunately, with his other shows.
And
What
he was
about,
also very open with it too. I
yes,
mean,
that's one
he
of the
did
things that's
not
really nice is
he
he's
was not
very open about it.
ashamed of his past in that way.
Yeah, which is one of the things I appreciate with him.
Mhm.
Let's see here. The other trailer, what do we watch? Watch the second trailer. Cape Fear. That moved the needle
Yeah.
for you for that TV show.
I- Yeah, that looks kind of scary cool.
I love
Like
the
I'm
cast.
I'm a little too scared of it just based on that, but at the same time I do want to see it. It looks really good. And yeah, the cast looks amazing.
It's fantastic. It's you've got Patrick
Warburton? No.
Warburton. No, it's not
Not
Warburton.
Warburton.
Oh,
Fuck, what is his name? Patrick Willis.
Yeah, Wilson sounds right. Patrick Wilson.
From The Conjuring, also
yes.
for playing Aquaman's brother. You've got Lois
Definitely his most
Lane.
well-known role.
Lois Lane is in there, and she's
The
fantastic.
Amy
Adams, Lois Lane.
Adams,
Yes.
the Snyderverse lane.
Yep. Harvey. Both of them are from Snyderverse, actually. Yeah.
Yes.
Javier Bardem is in it. Fantastic. Always creepy. Always a joy. And I feel like there. Oh, and CCH Ponder was in it, and I like CCH Ponder, so that was pretty good to see her in there. And then Evil Dead Burns. Move the needle for you.
Don't care.
Be honest,
Don't care
Eric.
about horror, so.
Be honest.
It looks like a really well-made horror film, but it also looks far too out of my comfort zone to say it looks good.
All
But it
right.
looks very well made. I will say that.
Ladies and gentlemen, look forward to his review of that in a year.
No, no, I will not.
When we get to that, we'll look forward to that review. All right, those are the movies that we saw trailers for. Now let's get into some news. We got a little bit of news here. It wasn't a huge news week for us. So, one of the news stories that I saw, actually, let's do it in the order the news stories came out. I normally go
Okay.
most recent to past, but we're going to do past to most recent. Netflix is planning their move to try to get Warner Brothers back. Why do you say that? Well, Netflix announced that they are planning to do their first ever theatrical movie release with Greta Gerwig's Narnia, which will play exclusively in theaters for 45 days before it goes to Netflix. That is a power move to be like, hey guys, when that Warner Brother deals falls through, we're right here. We're going to work with you. And I think this is a power play by Netflix. So I'm excited. I think that's good news. I think it's good news. If they start putting more of their stuff in the movie theaters, this is, I think, the right business choice for Netflix. What do you guys think?
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I support it, I guess. I'm not against it. Yeah, the end.
Well, I think the way Netflix needs to do this, if they make a decent amount of money, they
Mhm.
need to pitch this to subscribers and things and be like, cool, we're now putting these movies out here and we understand that value proposition for you. And we also understand how much money we just made from this because it's public knowledge how much money we made from this for the
Mhm.
first time ever. Either A, we are going to drop our subscription prices down back to where it was before this last price raise, or they're going to go, we're going to freeze. We promise you we're going to freeze them for 5 years. There'll be
I
no
think that would be
subscription
great.
increases.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think it's
And
that
it would be
move to get
acceptable
them
at that
on.
point for me to get out of the house and go see the movie in a theater
Yeah.
first if I really want to see the movie, right? It's their
Yeah.
way of boosting.
Yeah.
I also think you see these these Netflix theaters popping up. And
Yeah.
I think I've been preaching this for at least 6 years now and saying that or 7 years now, saying that these sort of and I know that there's monopoly concerns, but hell,
Yeah.
we're in the best moment to do it. Open up your own theater and start showing your shit, right? Make it your thing. And then not only do you have to show your new stuff, I guess Apex or something like
Yeah.
that, maybe for Netflix right now, but show some of your old classics that you
Yeah.
have in your back. So you're Beasts of No Nation. You could have nights where you show that. That's I think their first film, right? And so have little moments where you're able, you can control it can all be your films.
Well,
I'm not saying every other movie theater needs to go down. You should still show anything new
yeah,
in other theaters as
yeah.
well.
Well, as I say, you can do that, but you can also be like, look, we're going to show you regular stuff, but if you want to go into the Netflix screens,
Yeah.
you're a member, you get in. You don't have to pay. You can just come
Or you
see
get
it.
like a half price ticket or something.
No,
Okay, fine. No?
we all. So here's the thing: we already know that the money is made in the concessions. Just be like, cool, come on in, have a
So
beer,
so
have a
so this
beer,
is what
have
you
a
do.
popcorn.
This is what you do. You go back to the $1 ticket, right? Bring back that community theater sort of vibe to it, or community movie theater house, vibe to it,
Yeah.
right? $1 ticket, right? I think you have to charge something, but like you're operating a brick and mortar at this point too, right? So
Well,
there's other costs to consider.
that's why I don't think you need to charge. I think it needs to be like a Costco thing. You've already paid your membership. You paid to get in by
Yeah,
being a Netflix subscriber, but that only gets you the movie. That gets you nothing else. So if you want to get
but
the popcorn and stuff,
I would go to a movie theater if they let me in for my membership and all I had to do was pay for concessions. I would buy
I
But
concessions.
think you I
here's
think
the
it'd be one of the
business
most
problem
popular
with that,
things.
guys, is that like, what if no one buys concessions? Now you've sold a 2 hour block of time with no one buying shit for like nothing's come in the door from
Eh,
these 200 people walking in and using your
So
bathrooms, using your facilities, and showing energy.
I want to agree with that. Now, first you have to show that you actually have a membership, or else you got to pay for the movie.
Okay, yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to show that, and you're only getting Netflix ones. So if they show a Disney movie, no, you pay for that shit. You only get to
I
be
don't think
whatever
you'd show that, and then I don't think you'd show that in the Netflix screen, so to speak.
No, there would be like this is the screening. This is the side that's for members only, and this is the
And
side
it would
for
only
if you
show
don't know.
Netflix properties at that point.
Yes,
Is what I'm
only
saying. Yeah,
Netflix
yeah, okay.
properties on that side. So if so, a Netflix member doesn't get in for free to see Fast and the Furious or Disney.
Sure, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah,
I don't think
but
they should get in
just
free to see Beasts of No Nation either.
but I think they should because here's your concern. I don't think in reality it'll work because I go see movies all the time. You know this. Um, it costs a lot to see a movie in New England in the Boston area. There's still always a line of people, ton of people buying popcorn and shit. So I think even if you're willing to pay $20 to see a movie and then you're going to go spend $20-$30 on popcorn and drink, I think you're still going to spend the $20-$30 on popcorn and drink when you get in for free to see the movie. In fact, I think you might actually spend a tiny bit more, especially if kids are involved. If you show K-pop Demon Hunters and
I
John
think
to take his
I
family
think what
there,
you're
I think John's going to be nice and be like, you know what? I'm getting everyone popcorn and a drink.
nothing in life
Oh,
is
yeah.
free. So here's what I think
Well,
happens.
no, because you're paying your membership, clearly.
Let me
Actually,
finish.
what they would do,
Let me finish.
hold on. I'm gonna let you finish. I want to throw one thing because I just thought of. I'm sorry. Your membership only gets you. It does not get other people.
Huh?
That's what I wanted to say. Sorry.
Okay. So, yes. Your membership only gets you. I think nothing in life is for free. So if you're not paying $1 or whatever at the door, then what I would expect to happen is that the membership rate goes up. You have now tiered membership rates. And so you know what? I don't know, I think it's gone up again to something like $20 a
It
month
just
right
went
now.
up. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm paying $20 a month. They unleash this new thing and they have the freeze. I buy this now, I
Yeah.
get 2 years,
Yeah.
it's a guaranteed yearly membership at the very least, right? Every time you do this. Okay, that tier now that includes your free movie theater ticket
Mhm.
is an additional $5 a month. And
That
so
I
what
can
I'm
see.
actually doing is like essentially they're rolling an AMC stub sort of idea into
Yeah.
the Netflix subscription.
That I totally see them doing. If they do
And so you're
this
essentially
model,
prepaying your $5,
yeah.
your 5 movies a month that you might see free for the dollar that I was suggesting. Now you're just not paying it at the door, so it feels like you're getting it for free.
Right. I guess I should have.
Nothing in life is free. We will pay for this somehow.
Once we started to go into they have their own movie theater, I guess I should have been more specific. Yes, I think your memberships do go up on that side, but I think just if they don't open their own theater, like the specialty Alamo Drafthouse style theater,
Uh-huh.
if it's just we're putting Narnia there, I think you just lock the prices for 5 years. We're doing this, and it's gonna be this little bit, and I think that little bit gets enough of the people behind you. Be like, cool, I want them to own Warner Brothers. Then after the Warner Brothers stuff is done, then they could be like, you know what? We just took out a shit ton of debt. We got to raise prices.
Sell off Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
We're only worried about CNN.
All right, let's get into. I'm gonna see how fast I can hit these other news. You guys love Star Wars Andor, right? I know John does.
Yes.
He loves Andor,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's
I think this
amazing
means
show.
that John is going to see Diego
Can't
Luna's
wait for
new
season
movie.
3.
Diego
Wait,
Luna's new movie. He's going to star in Tangled. Walt Disney's Tangled.
Live action?
Well, my
Yep.
daughter loves that film, so I'm probably going to see it anyway.
Yeah. We don't know
Quit
who's
letting these
playing.
things make money.
It's a new. It's a.
We
It's a
don't
new
need
character.
them.
It's a new character. So
Oh,
we don't know
really?
who's playing. Yep. So we'll
I'm
have
about
to
to say
see
who is he
this.
playing?
Speaking of who's he playing, how they have the money for it, and there's an
Look,
amazing interview you need to
Catherine
go and
Hahn.
listen to.
Look, Catherine Hahn's already in that film, so I was going to go see it.
Yes, I understand that you were going to see that with your tissue box, and it's fine. We all were going to, but
Hey yo.
now we're going to move on to something else that's going to make
It was
you laugh.
Agatha all along.
I want to get a good belly laugh out of John for this one because I think this one's going to get a good hearty belly laugh. And there's an amazing interview. I recommend you listening to Tuesday, Tuesday the Tuesday, May 5th episode of Pivot. They talk about this and play the clip. You need to go hear the interview. But are you familiar with a company called eBay?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a company called GameStop?
Oh, I heard about
Yes.
this.
Are you familiar with
They together?
GameStop is trying to put together a $14 billion bid to buy eBay.
What?
Yes. There is an interview, Kara Swisher plays it on Pivot, where you listen to a reporter ask the head of the CEO of GameStop, where do you have, he like runs through their financials, and the guy's like, yes. And he goes, well, where's the money? Well, we got the money to do this. He's like, no, you don't. I just read your financials. Where's the, well, we're going to give it to him in value. That's not how this works. Where's the money? Oh, we're going to give it to him. It's half stock, half cash. I ran through your stuff. You don't have the cash.
Where's the money, Lebowski? Yes. To sum it up, GameStop, which I believe was valued around that article that I read on it, was around 11 billion, whatever the stock number is.
Yeah.
Whereas eBay was 51 million.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I'm about to say eBay has more value. I thought this was the other way around.
No.
this is the equivalent of a male Chihuahua trying to fuck a female Great Dane.
Yes.
It can happen, but it's going to be a hell of a thing to watch.
Listening to Scott Galloway, he was like, it should be criminal what this CEO did because he clearly didn't talk to the board. Like, the board should have stood up and immediately like,
Can we just
fired.
put this? Can we make this like a Shark Tank thing and just
God,
have
it was
them laugh down the room?
He says, and part of it, he goes, I'm doing this because we want to be a rival to Amazon. You want to be a rival to Amazon by buying eBay? Fuck out of here.
I mean,
Fuck
you
out
plan
of
to
here.
like assassinate Jeff
ketamine
Bezos?
out, probably. You know,
So
I'm
Kennedy
sorry.
down.
There's a better chance of them planning an assassination of Jeff Bezos
Yep.
than thinking that this is a good idea.
Yep. Speaking of good
We're
ideas,
not recommending anything like that.
speaking of good ideas, on January 14th,
I'm not saying do
2028, Eric and I will be in movie theaters to see the new Longlegs movie.
Oh. I thought you were about to tell me like the new Fast and Furious.
Nope.
I was like,
We're
yay!
going to see Longlegs, the sequel to Longlegs.
No, we will not.
You haven't watched Longlegs yet. I think you're going to be, by the end, I think
Is
you're
it on
gonna
the
be like,
list?
I don't remember. We'll
It was
check it a
after
little bit.
Nosferatu, I believe.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Ooh,
Anyway,
I can avoid that one.
No, you think so? Not since it's a big part of Scary Movie 6.
Shut up, you.
Speaking of surprises, everyone loves surprises, particularly Dr. John. Now, this one he doesn't care about, but this one applies to Eric. Eric, this surprise is for you. I know you like The Bear. Everyone likes The Bear. Did you know they filmed a secret episode, didn't tell anyone, and they just threw it up on Hulu as, it's called Gary. And it's Punisher and the Thing going to Gary, Indiana, to do some restaurant hunting or something. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I haven't watched the episode yet. And they just made an episode. Like it's a little, it's a flashback episode.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, it's available on Hulu now.
I've never watched The Bear, so I don't know that I'd have the context to watch
Get
it.
the fuck out of here. You've not seen The Bear?
No.
You need to watch The Bear.
I don't need to.
If it makes you feel any better, I've not watched it either.
You would hate The
you.
Bear, but Eric would love The Bear. It takes place in
Rachel
Chicago.
has seen like the first 2 seasons of The Bear. I have not seen any.
It's good. Talk to your. I've seen the first 2. I didn't see the third.
To be clear, I left Chicago, and I'm not upset about that fact. Come at me, Chicago.
I watched the second season of The Bear while I had COVID, laying in bed, tripping out on COVID, and I enjoyed season 2. I also watched the movie Plane, which is one of those Gerard Butler directed DVD action movies, and
Mm.
it had him and Mike Coulter. It was fantastic. That might have been the
Hmm.
COVID talking, but I enjoyed it. Um, Speaking of COVID, speaking of enjoyed it, and speaking of tripping out,
Oh dear.
um, remember when COVID was going around and they put out a little movie to a fan movie that everyone loved? Everyone loved Hocus Pocus, so they put out Hocus Pocus 2 directly on Disney Plus.
Hmm.
They aren't doing that with Hocus Pocus 3. It's going straight to movie theaters, baby.
Yeah, because Hocus Pocus 2 did great.
Yep. And they were like, we want that money. So Hocus Pocus 3 will be coming to coming to movie theaters at some point. I
This
think
year?
they're filming it now, so I don't think it's
So
this year.
27 probably.
Probably 27. All right.
Because I'm assuming they'll line it up in like September. So
Yeah. I'm skipping
late
one news
September.
story that we'll come back to because it's the one that makes me the happiest. But in the biggest no shit fucking Sherlock news of
Good
the
heavens,
week.
language.
Sorry, this is a no shit Sherlock. Hey, guess what? They've greenlit
explicit,
season
okay.
2 of Harry Potter. They're gonna make a season for Chamber of Secrets. No shit.
What? Crazy.
I know. It's one of those.
I cannot
like,
express how much I don't care.
I
I
care,
just
but
don't care.
Ouch.
I don't care.
well, that's okay. You
I don't
have to
care for that transphobic moron getting more
Hmm.
money.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it. Sometimes you get to look past the author.
No, I don't.
and
I
this is
have
a
the
good
original
property.
films. I don't need these.
That's my thing.
But the
Read the
original
book.
films make her money.
But
Read the books. But see, the thing is,
Also
those
makes her
were all
money.
created before a certain point. So I'm okay with things before a certain point. You want to read the books, cool. You want to watch the original films, cool. If you want to support this new thing, I'm like, first of all,
Yeah, but
don't need it.
That's
Nobody
under the
does.
assumption. That's under the assumption that she didn't have those beliefs back then. She maybe just didn't express those beliefs.
Well,
back
it's
then.
also it's more about the fact that I was not aware of those beliefs back then.
Well,
She may have had them.
but
You're
now
right.
you
But
are.
the thing is,
Is it?
but here's the thing: she wasn't actively engaging in
I guess
lawmaking to make it impossible for people.
I guess
Feels
here's
like
She's
you're adding a lot of
actively out there
qualifiers.
trying to do damage
here's my
to
question.
a community.
Here's my
So,
question
I'm
for
not
you.
saying she's
For
not.
her.
Here's my question for you. Do you still own all your issues of Sandman?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How do you square that circle, but not the square in the circle of...
Again, you missed the part where I said knowing I had those before. The same way I said things like
But-
before I knew about that other stuff. It's the same thing I know about
Okay,
J.K. Rowling. I watched the movies, I read the books before. Also, as I just said a minute ago, Neil Gaiman isn't out there trying to promote
I get
crappy,
that.
stupid crap.
But if
So there's a line right there.
I don't have a problem with it.
I'm just saying.
Well, John and I have had this conversation before, folks. I don't want you to think that this is a weird conversation. We've had this. I respect his opinion, and I think he knows that I respect his opinion.
I mean, you can fully disagree with me. I'm just saying
No.
this is why I'm not.
no, that's fine.
I don't
That's
give
fine.
a rat's.
I just don't want people to think that I'm like trying to like badger him.
No, I understand.
Good
Yeah.
podcasting of get some debate, healthy debate in there. I guess is the thing. I know. I think if
I
you
have
don't-
my
if-
reasoning. You have your reasoning.
and I
Everybody
think
else has their own.
I think it is perfectly acceptable and fine. If
I'm
people
not
don't
calling
want to
for
see
a
it.
boycott. I just said that I don't have any interest.
But
My
you kind of were with saying they shouldn't be doing a season 2. That you don't want to support.
Well,
that.
I just don't care. I mean, I'm honestly, they're not going to. I'm not going to stop them.
Yeah, but
My
you were kind of
opinion is,
saying
I
it
don't
shouldn't be
care, so
supported.
don't do a season 2. But you're right. As Casey said, no duh. If they're making whole books into whole seasons, of course they're not going to stop until they do all this.
Well, they also paid
And
a ton
again,
of money.
I have
which
no
is the
weight
reason
of
I-
opinion. I have no weight to make them stop. So, at no point do I plan on becoming interested in any of this.
I think the best conversation I heard on this little bit is I look forward to all the shipping that's going to happen because new cast, new actors, they're going to ship different characters together, which is going to be fantastically awful. But the work came out. It means a lot to a lot of people. Once the literary work is out there, the cultural zeitgeist takes over, and even if she wrote them to explicitly be anti-trans characters, that's not how they come across in the books, and that's not how people have interpreted over years. And so once it became a work of its own, doesn't matter what she says or what she does anymore. Now, granted,
that's the thing, is that
the
she's
money
not-
piece
I
is
don't
the
see
hard
her-
piece.
Okay, well, I don't
Because it does
see her
fund
work I don't see the work as being a anti-trans work. I know that's what she is.
Right.
And therefore, at a certain point, after a certain point, I don't feel the need to continue to support any of her things after a point.
And I think that's fair.
That's
Now,
where I draw the line. Not to mention the fact that even if it was her beliefs, the fact that she actively engages in practices that are designed to limit and disenfranchise these people, that's actually my real line.
that's
If
fair.
Neil Gaiman came out tomorrow and said that he was really into his gross, you know what? He was raised a Scientologist. If he wanted to start spouting that stuff, I might become a little bit more of like, eh.
Well, I will say we don't know her contract, so we don't know how much money she's actually getting out of it. She's clearly getting money out of this. There's
I
no
just
way
think
she's
it's going to be
not.
hilarious because every one of those actors is going to end up having to answer questions for the next how many years about it.
This
So
is true.
have fun.
This is true.
I don't have to be involved in that controversy. Enjoy.
I will say that
The same way anybody, by the way, same way anybody else who goes forward and does anything with Neil Gaiman is going to have to answer for that.
well, of course, it's just like in this segue. This is just an interview or a tiny little interview I read about Michael, because Michael is the same basic issue, Michael Jackson, and people were upset. A lot of critics are upset that they don't address the allegations that had happened to him.
Of course they're
And
not.
Spike Lee put it best. Spike Lee goes,
Okay.
why would they? This movie stops in 1988 and the allegations were after 1988. It serves no
True.
point to the story to address those allegations in this movie.
It's context.
I feel extremely valid point to make that I hadn't even
Now,
thought
I will
of.
agree with him about that because context matters.
Yeah. I agree.
Context matters about when something, time frames, context,
Yeah.
those things all matter, and I respect those.
Now,
to a degree.
to circle back to the Harry Potter for 2 seconds, my only concern.
What about the racial shit? Or
No,
the
I don't care about that.
Jews or goblins, or what do you want to do?
No. What I want to say is with the filming of it, because you brought it up for just a split second, and I just wanted to mention this one thing on
The
it.
fact that they made a race switch that was really badly done.
I don't mind race switches, and I don't mind gender switches. Those rarely bother me.
Well, they kind of maybe messed it up, is what they did. So,
well, we have to see what they do with the thing. We have to see how they.
Well, I've seen critiques that talk about how good
yes.
ways to do it, bad ways.
What I want to get to is I haven't seen the first season, and I don't know how faithful they're going to be to the book. And there's a lot of things that got cut out of the books. Now, granted, the first movie and the first book are the closest in alignment. Then they start to shift after that. As the books got bigger, they had to cut time for movies. I want to know, are they going to cover things that were left out? Or are they going to change things? Because if they're going to change things, they're going to be like, well, we're going to do this little bit, and we're going to show more implicitly that Dumbledore was gay, versus the books where it's like a line near the end of the last book. Like, I want to see where they're going to go with it. That's where I'm open to it. But if the first season is a carbon copy of that first movie, I'm gonna be like, why did you give me this? I don't know if I need it. You gave me an 8-hour version of the movie I can watch in 2. So I need to know where they're going to go with those little bits. That's the only thing with this Harry Potter thing. I'm open-minded.
I would say my other beef is just that the closeness and proximity to the original film.
Not as close
also
as
feels.
How long do you think it is?
I know. The last one came out what 2011.
We're over 20 years from
Since the first film.
From the first one, yeah.
I'm just saying it feels explicitly like a money grab to me, and it never will not.
Well, it feels very close, but when you start to look and see how old that first movie is, you're like, oh, okay, it's not as close as I thought. It's not like
Casey.
It's not like Moana and Moana.
99.
Okay, Casey, let me put it to you this way. Okay, Casey, according to the chronological order of the book, Harry Potter is the same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
And everything in the book wraps up in like 1998.
Yeah. I'm gonna be curious to see. There's so many questions I have on this. Are they still keeping it? Period. I just want to know. You can actually keep this. It's one of the few things you can because they're in a magical world and they're not around technology. Sure. Once they're around technology, you start to get into Pandora's box. Speaking of Pandora's box, one of my favorite film franchises, and one day I'm going to make you guys watch it. I'm going to do it. It's on the list. I don't know when it's going to be.
Pan's Labyrinth?
No, I said franchises. Pan's Labyrinth is one movie. Planet of the Apes. I love Planet of the Apes. I love Planet of the Apes so much. Even the bad one, there's a soft spot in my heart for it. It took multiple watches to
I
find
remember
that.
when you first watched them, Casey. I remember you watching them, and I remember we were having an entire discussion about how they would lose more of their budget each film
They do.
and
They
yet
do.
they
It's
still
fantastic.
manage to make something work.
So fantastic. Anyway, there's a new Planet of the Apes movie in the works. It will not be a continuation of the last movie, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I think is perfectly fine and acceptable. I hope that they actually tie it into the originals, and I think they will because Matt Shankman, director of the Fantastic Four, director of WandaVision, is going to do this new Planet of the Apes, and that has me very excited. So
Could have that retro feel.
I know I'm excited for it. Now, last one. This is what I'm the most excited for. I'm so excited for this.
Don't stand up. We don't need to know.
I love Stumacher so goddamn much. Stumacher is amazing. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, fantastic. Mr. Charles from Daredevil, love it. I love him as the killer in Five Nights at Freddy's. And you know what I'm most excited for? He's joining the DCU. James Gunn has cast him in Man of Tomorrow. Here's my question for you, because this has me unbelievably excited. Like, I'm not joking. I really do like Matthew Lillard. Who is he playing? Who do you think? Who would you dream cast him as? I got like two.
Brainiac.
He's not Brainiac. We already have Brainiac.
Not Brainiac.
Brainiac.
Who would you like to see him in the DC world?
Can I just say, man, can like Quentin Tarantino badmouth me? Like, I want to blow up like
No
like
shit.
this.
No shit. Okay. This is the second time he's worked with James Gunn because James Gunn wrote Scooby-Doo. So they had worked together before.
Yeah.
All right, come on. Tell me,
I
who do
give
you
it
think he should be? I got two
I-
choices, I think.
They got
I don't know
Maxwell
that
Lord
I-
already cast, do they?
Maxwell Lord is James Gunn's brother.
That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah.
I don't know
'Cause
that
that
I know
would've
the
been my
universe
first
enough
thought.
to make a statement. Yeah, I can't think.
All right, here's my two while you're thinking.
Ooh,
I
you could
think
do an older Flash, one of the older Flash variants.
interesting. Yeah, maybe he could actually be Jay Garrick. I could actually see
Yeah,
that.
who's the one with the silver medal?
That'd be Jay Garrick.
Yeah.
All right, here are my thoughts. All right, first one, Plastic Man. I think he'd be a really interesting Plastic Man. But hear me out. This is gonna be like a big swing, but I think he could do it. What if he was Commissioner Gordon?
That would work.
I could actually see him as Gordon.
I don't hate that.
No, I don't either.
That kind of works. Yeah.
I think
Kind of gives off a little bit of the Gary Oldman vibe.
A
That's,
little bit,
yeah, he's
yeah.
got a little of the Gary Oldman look. He's got a little bit of that sass and sarcasm that Gunn loves, which would work great for Batman. Like, great, he's fucking
No
gone.
Pat Hingle, but
No Pat Ingle.
Yeah, he could play the comedic side of Batman without having to make it cartoony, like we'll talk about in a minute.
I think there's some interesting things, and it would make sense why Gordon could be in Man of Tomorrow, but Plastic Man could also make sense with Man of Tomorrow. Now, last thing before we get to the libraries, this is a really quick hit. What can you see in the movie theaters on Friday, folks? If you wanted to go see in movie theaters, it's not a huge week, not like last week was, which I still need to see Mortal Kombat 2. I'm hoping to see that tonight.
I got my tickets for Grogu. That's not until like the other week.
That's another week. Wait, I got to see that as well. But this week you can go see In the Gray, you can see Is God Is, and you can see Obsession. Don't know anything about those three movies.
God Is.
Fuck if I know, but it's coming out this week. So here gets your homework.
Is that one of those Christian movie like God does exist, sort of vibes?
I have no idea. I will look up the synopsis and I will tell it to you, Eric, after you give us a public library recommendation.
Oh yeah, let's do this. I got to put my broken glasses back on for this guy. I know. So today, of course, as our listeners of the Batman franchise so far have been understanding, we have been trying to tackle one of our Batmans with each one. As the Batmans change, so do the locations of the libraries here to match their hometowns. And so this one is matching our very own George Clooney, who I will get to in a minute in his relation to this. But for right now, we're going to talk about the Knoedler Memorial Library. And I'm saying Knoedler, could be Knoedler if you really want to get things, but it's Knoedler. Knoedler Memorial Library, and that's in Augusta, Kentucky. The zip code there, for those keeping me honest, is 41002. So the Knoedler Memorial Library in Augusta, Kentucky. Now, since its opening in 1928, and that was through the donations of the city of Augusta by Philip K. Knoedler, we'll talk about him in a second, in January of 27, 1927, Nodler Memorial Library has been a public library and supported through private donations and memorial gifts. The budget is supplemented by the city through recreation tax, but the primary source of revenue remains the private sector. Built in the style of a private residence, it is not a converted home, even though a lot of people may think it is. It is purposely built in the style of a private residence. The Nodler Library has wonderful architectural features and a fireplace that invites one to sit down and read. In 1986, Anna Louise Nodler, Stout, her last name, granddaughter of Philip Nodler, left a monetary gift to the library, which enabled the board to add a room off the main reading room. And then in 2004, it went through another edition when a donation from Dr. Charles and Mildred Work of Cincinnati enabled the library to build an addition at the rear of the property. The addition is home to reference materials, early editions of classic novels, which is neat, and the children's library, which so many editions tend to be. Additionally, bookcases throughout the library have been donated by families in honor of a person or in memory of a family member. So, like I said, public library, a lot of private donations and gifts to make it run. So, who does it come from? There's not a lot of history on the library itself, but I did find some other pages that helped me understand some more. For example, Philip K. Nodler, or Philip L. Nodler, sorry, grew up in Augusta before moving to Chicago in 1893. He was born April 7th, 1869, to Louise Philip Nodler and Mary Buckner Gibbons Nodler. Ooh, it's a fun one. Born in 1839, his father established a successful wholesale and retail drug business in Augusta after the American Civil War. His mother was a descendant of Augusta's two oldest families, the Buckners and the Taliaferros. The couple had 5 children. Lewis was one of them, but he died in 1919, sorry, and Mary in 1921. Poor Philip there with his siblings. According to a newspaper story at the time, the Nodler children assembled in Augusta on New Year's Day, 1927, for a dinner at the Parkview Hotel with the intent to announce the gift of the library in memory of their parents. The library belongs now to the city of Augusta and is run by a board of 5 trustees. Those trustees are appointed by the mayor. So like I said, had to really pull together some sources. I appreciate all the sources that were written out there to help me with these and every library for that matter. And like I said, this is related to our one George Clooney that we're about to talk about in this film. George Timothy Clooney was born on May 6th, 1961 in Lexington, Kentucky. Now, while he was born in Lexington, he primarily grew up in Augusta, Kentucky. And that is a small town about 40 miles northeast of Lexington. And it's on the banks of the Ohio River, on the border, technically, of Kentucky to Ohio. His mother, Nina Bruce, was a beauty queen and city councilwoman. His father, Nick Clooney, is a former anchorman and television show host. That included 5 years on the AMC network. Now, Clooney is predominantly of Irish descent. His direct ancestor, Nicholas Clooney, a poor cottier from Windgap, County Kilkenny in Ireland, was given little alternative but to leave Kilkenny, thank you, but to leave Ireland due to being driven out by the land-owning class. Now, Nicholas Clooney migrated to the United States in 1855 and settled in Kentucky. His maternal 4th great-grandmother, of Clooney's that is, Marianne Speller, was the half-sister of Nancy Lincoln, mother of President Abraham Lincoln, making Clooney and President Lincoln half first cousins 5 times removed. Also, you may know Rosemary Clooney, famously in, I believe she was in several things, including White Christmas. Check me there if anyone needs to. But she was a cabaret singer and, of course, an actress. And Rosemary Clooney was George Clooney's aunt. So he does come from a family very similar to like a Barrymore sort of situation, or maybe a growing Barrymore situation is more appropriate. Now, the Nodler Memorial Library, like I said, is a public library, but it is not an often open library. 4 days out of the week, it is closed. So you'll have to schedule your time in the afternoons of these 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, when you you can get there between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Again, that's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Every other day, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, they are closed. So, for those of you in the area hoping to make a stop by at the moment, please do check it out. But that make sure you're taking the kids in the summer when they don't have school, and you can get there between 1 and 5 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday. Now, maybe they have expanded hours. Do check their website. They do actually have a good website and good references, but just not a lot of good history for me to really dive into through their website directly. But I hope you're there. I hope you check it out. It seems like a pleasant little coastal town, coastal to the river, that is, in the Augusta, Kentucky. And of course, I'm talking about the Nodler Memorial Library. Now, back to you, Casey.
Thank you,
I'm
Eric.
sorry. Coastal what?
Coastal to the river.
Okay.
When you say that, like the banks of the river,
All
I
right.
guess technically.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to. This is for a bonus point for the Abacus Awards. All right. Bonus point. And
Bonai.
I'm giving you a bonus chance because you're not going to get this in 1,000 years, but maybe you will. Maybe you will. Can you tell me? I got to put bonus here, so I logged this correctly. You need to tell me, what do you believe the plot is for "Is God Is," or at least the tagline.
I am what I am is the tagline. No,
Yeah.
that's Popeye.
God is.
God is okay. And what do you think the movie is?
I think the movie is going to be something similar to like what we see with other things, where it's like college student with religious beliefs finds herself or himself in the middle of a debate at campus, where college professor tells him that they're silly for thinking God actually is an existing, a spirit in the world, and she goes on a radical mission to prove them wrong. Blah blah blah.
John?
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Persecuted Palestinian girl befriends Christians and has to overcome Islamophobia.
Well, fortunately for me, I don't have to give either of you a bonus point. The tagline is "Make your daddy dead, real dead." This movie,
This took a major turn.
this movie stars Sterling K. Brown, and according to the trailer, Vivica A. Fox plays God. And the description on IMDb, which is a sentence, is: two sisters embark on an epic
this one.
binge confronting a charged family history that will push them to extraordinary lengths.
Oh, I forgot about that. I didn't
Christ.
realize that was the name of that movie.
All
I
right.
saw that trailer.
I'm actually kind of interested now, at least to learn a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not what I was expecting. That's for damn sure. Now let's get
Don't judge a book by its cover. There's the lesson of the day.
I know, and that's a lesson we are going to learn by this movie, and by judge it we will. We will judge this movie. Will we judge it harshly though? TBD. This movie came out on June 20th, 1997. Is PG-13, runs 2 hours and 5 minutes. The budget, sorry, I got to pop up on my screen. There we go. The budget for this wonderful movie went up, I do believe, from the last one. It did go up a little bit. Last budget was 100 million. Excuse me, this was 107 million. Last movie made 184 million. This one, can you guess? Up or down? Up or down? Either of you?
Wait, the budget? I bet it just flat out. I bet
did it do better or worse than the last movie in the U.S.?
I think it did exactly what its budget may be.
All right. Do you I'm sorry, I said 100. I'm sorry, I said it was 125 is what it cost. Sorry. So they got 25 million extra.
Well, then I'm going to stick with the 107.
Yeah.
This
is not for a point. This is not for a point. So the last one was 184. So you think it went down gross wise. Eric, did it go up or better or worse in the US?
I mean, I feel like I want to say worse, but actually
You're
I'm going
right.
to say better.
Well, you should have said worse, because it was 107. The last movie globally made 336.5 million. Better or worse? Better or worse? Worse.
Look, there was like 8 years before we saw another film. There's a reason.
Yeah, worse. That makes sense.
238. That's what that was. All right. Now, we are going to get into the Golden Abacus ones, and we're going to see how you guys do. Golden Abacus Awards is I'm going to ask them questions, and they have to tell me, well, who got it, and well, Dr. John is in the lead. That's all I'm going to say at this moment.
Yeah.
No one got anything last week though, so it was impressive.
True.
Here we go.
We all zeroed out.
Here we go. This movie came out on June 20th, 1997. What major death happened in 1997?
Princess Diana.
Yeah, Princess Diana. It's Princess Diana.
Princess Diana. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. Well, gentlemen, you both get a point. Because you're so well, I don't have the exact date.
I remember this preempting. This preempted Red Dwarf and Saturday Night Live.
So Princess Diana died, I want to say like a month and a half later. It's like I think it's
July
early,
or April.
I think it's early August. I think it's early August when she dies. Okay, so that was that. All right, next question. What major book series started in 1997?
Major book series? It wasn't Harry Potter, was it?
I'm not telling you. You got to guess.
I'm just gonna say Harry Potter.
All right.
I'll say Harry Potter too.
All right. You're both saying Harry Potter. You both get a point. Harry Potter started in 1997. All right, so
You know what else I think may have started around there? I could be wrong, but Left Behind series. Ooh, that was a major series at the time.
I feel like it was earlier, but no. Now here we go. This is a personal favorite question of mine. I was very proud of this question. This is worth 2 points. All right, worth 2 points. Actually, I'll make it worth 3 points because I'm feeling generous, and you guys have tied up all of this, so I need to make this more fun. You know I love Nick Cage, and Nick Cage is a working actor. 2 Nick Cage movies came out in June of 1997. Can you tell me what those 2 movies were, and tell me the order they came in? You get a point for each movie.
Is it Face Off and The Rock? And I want to say The Rock came first.
Okay, you're going to say Rock first. Okay.
I don't know.
Eric?
I'm trying to remember. I don't think both Face Off and The Rock came out at the same time. I feel like
yes.
I'm trying to think. I feel like you're right about The Rock. And then
so you want to say The Rock?
What's that one where he had like bees?
Isn't that The Wicker Man?
Yeah, Wicker Man.
All right.
Like I feel like he had a slightly minor.
Which do you think? Which was first? Which was first?
The Rock.
Okay, so you both think Rock first. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the 2 movies. Well, let me tell you this. John's getting 2 points, but not for exactly what you think. Eric is getting 0 points.
Damn it.
The 2 movies are on June 6th, Con Air.
Oh, okay.
And on June 27th, Face Off. John gets a point.
Okay, so I got the order,
and you got the order. Face
and The
Off
Rock came out in '95 or something like that. So even before then,
so
okay.
I was like,
I couldn't remember. It felt like a mid-90s movie.
I was like,
So
this
I was
is
going
really
to
weird. He had 2 movies that close, and then I'm like, oh yeah, Zendaya's got like 5 that are coming out in the next like 2 months.
I know it's not that unusual. Yeah, what is Timothy Chalamet not in right now?
That's true. He's not in Zendaya right now. All right, so the director is Joel Schumacher. Akiva Goldsman writes this movie again, but it's just him this time. Composer, he's not with her though. Composer,
they are.
No,
did they break up?
No, he's with Tom Holland.
Yeah, she's with Tom Holland.
They're married.
He's with the Kardashian.
Kylie Jenner.
Oh yeah, that's right. I totally confused the two.
I want that to end.
Okay.
I'm like, please get a better woman.
Yeah, he may still be in Zendaya, but that would be a major news story if it is.
Yes. All right, so composer is Elliot Goldenthal again. Cast is Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, George Clooney as Batman, Chris O'Donnell returning as Robin, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. She said this was one of the most fun roles she's ever had in her entire life. Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl, Michael Goff returning as Alfred, Pat Hingle returning as Gordon, John Glover, who we talked about last week. Lionel Luthor himself is playing Dr. Woodrue. Elle McPherson as Julie Madsen, Vivica A. Fox as Miss B. Haven, Pete
Yeah,
Swinson
love it.
as Big Bane, who died 2 months after this movie came out. I think is it
Oh
2 months or
shit.
2 weeks of congestion of a heart failure. By the way, of how swole he was. Jesse the Body Ventura was an Arkham Asylum guard. Coolio as banker. Corey Haim as a biker gang member. Now, I forgot to show this when we did Batman 66, but I do have a Batman Adam West 66.
I got the Lego. I got the Lego car over there on my shelf. So
We talked about that. I got the Lego
yeah,
car
yeah,
over
we
there.
did.
Now, this one, so I got this version of George Clooney, the plastic cape. Nipples included. There are nipples there.
Oh, okay.
Nipples. So I got that George, but I've also got this George with the nice cloth cape. So this is the fancy.
And
George.
how many suits did he go through in this movie? I can't even. I lost count.
Two.
Only two? I feel like there were more.
Pretty sure it's two. We got Robin, or in his Nightwing outfit, Robin.
Oh shit.
Yeah. What's sad is I actually don't hate
His
that
red
outfit.
is Nightwing's blue though, right?
He has a red and a blue.
Both.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done a red and blue.
Got our Batgirl. I'm disappointed her costume does not get nipples. But
no, well, hold on. So I was wondering this because I was like, oh, nipples for Robin, nipples for Batman. What are they going to do when they
did you pause and like zoom in and look?
No, I didn't have to pause.
She's got shields. She's got little shields.
Hold on, kind of. What they've done is exposed boob with then essentially a bra shield in there, so that there is still exposed cleavage based on her thing, and per the rules that would make the men have the nipples. She's essentially exposing bat breast.
Sure. Speaking of
upper
breast,
boob,
bat breast, we have the Poison Ivy. I'm a big fan of this figure. The Build-A-Fig this time around. Last time it was a bat. The Build-A-Fig is this chunky Mr. Freeze. That I really like. I like this chunky one. You can see he has a skull on his ass for some strange reason. Don't know why he's got skull ass. All right, so let's talk about some Batman and Robin, shall we?
You know, I was digging into some of the stuff about the creative things that came about from this film, and I was really fascinated about looking into why Val Kilmer didn't come back, and apparently it had to do with him Schumacher not getting along, and he wanted to go do the Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah. And you know what?
With Marlon Brando on an island, by the way, that Marlon Brando owned.
Yep. And you know what?
He then went on to Heat
Better
and
choice.
The Saint, so probably, yeah. Apparently they wanted to bring in David Duchovny too.
Yes, David Duchovny was. Yes, they wanted David Duchovny to be Batman, and after this movie, he was the #1 choice for Batman Begins. That was the one that they wanted, and from what I could see, that is not what Nolan wanted.
Apparently, also William Baldwin was up in the position for this one too.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite was the casting for Mr. Freeze. Casey, do you know three
who should have been
very well-known actors who were up for the part?
I know it's not Patrick Stewart, who should have been.
He was reported he was in the running.
Yeah, I don't think he was actually ever in the running because I think that was all fan casting.
But there were two other major actors, Anthony Hopkins.
I can see that.
And Ed Harris.
Ooh, that would have been good.
Ed Harris would have been good. Well,
I think Ed Harris is the best choice there.
Ed Harris would have been a good Freeze if they were taking the role seriously. But in this take, I think Arnold was the better choice.
Who was Uma Thurman competing against? 3.
My heart? No, I don't know. Who?
Julie Roberts?
She was one.
All right.
Sharon Stone.
Okay.
And Demi Moore.
Okay.
I don't think I would like any of them.
I think
Uma was the right choice.
A problematic casting there.
Yeah, Uma was the best choice, not just for the role at the time, based on the actresses available at the time, but I think Uma also made this her own.
Well, she understood the bit of camping it up.
I was going to say Uma understood the assignment in this movie. Even Arnold understood it. Did he though? Arnold is in a different. They're all in different movies.
Considering what the film was, Arnold kind of got the assignment a little bit.
There's an interview with John Glover where he talks
got
about
it more than the bats for sure.
Yeah,
yes. Now, there's an interview with John Glover where he talks about how one things that he did not like about this movie was every morning, the beginning of set, Joel Schumacher would stand up on a big high podium or something with a megaphone and go, "Remember, everyone, we're making a cartoon."
Yes, that is exactly what they made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she has gone on record saying this was one of her favorite roles because she actually got to just do what she wanted and camp it up and play it up and
Well, it's
have
like we
fun and
return-
create a character.
It's like we return full circle to the Adam West
Yes, that's
Yeah,
my
in
big.
many
Yes.
ways.
That's when
Very much so. But not done as well. Not tongue in cheek
No.
enough.
Yes.
No, it really tried to be too serious and not
Yes.
lean as hard as it should have.
And I think
Yes.
I think that piece is a problem of our times is we today and even in the 90s did not understand that level of tongue in cheek. I don't think we could even recreate that today if we
I don't know. I think
tried.
they could have done it then because you would have
I
been playing
would
to
prefer
the
Batman
kids
in
who
a
grew up
series
at that
movie.
point, right?
But
The
it's still,
kids who grew up
it's
with the
still an
series.
interpretation of it, and it'll be an interpretation based off also on the 90s.
Yeah,
I
but like
just-
my dad saw it. He saw the old 66s and he hated this one. Like it didn't hit it for him.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You can't recreate it. That magic was it was a product of that time period. Just like
Well,
Joel, let me leave this one example and then you
Okay.
can feel free to rebuttal. It's like Blazing Saddles is a product of its time. When Seth MacFarlane, who should be able to duplicate something similar, attempted to do it, still because of the time period and where we were at that point, that comedy does not fit this contemporary time period. I think it's the same type of thing. I just think it's a hard thing to replicate. That was a product of that time. Scary Movie is going to be an interesting test. Can you replicate what people liked in the 90s with a comedy styling? I find comedy's
was it,
been very
movie-
hard to do.
Was it
But
movie
Eric, please.
43? Is that the one that tried to kind of be something off-putting and it just was off-putting
Yeah.
and not funny? That's what I remember most about it. It was trying to be like edgy and out there, but it just missed the funny part and just became like obscene.
Eric, you were going to say, I do want to hear your
No,
rebuttal.
I think my rebuttal is that like to the point that Uma Thurman was essentially knew the assignment. Arnold kind of knew the assignment. I honestly think George Clooney kind of knew the assignment. I think a lot of the writing was horrible. It was not, they didn't, if you're going to go tongue in cheek or campy, you have to dive in. You can't like dip your toe. And unfortunately, I think Joel Schumacher thought that just adding a lot of color, moving gobos and shot, weird cartoony elements was the same as being campy, right? Ice skating, that freaking reflective silver that we see in every bit of this movie, like all those things. He thought it was prop based, or he thought it was image based, and truly it needed to be more writing based, and it needed to be more time for the jokes to be ridiculous on camera, right? I think this could have been better in a better director's hands. Even essentially, this movie directed differently could have been better.
I think that
it's not that bad.
From listening to the interview, which I didn't get to rewatch the interview, but I've seen it before, where the one where he apologizes for this movie. I think a lot of this was just, he says the amount of money I was offered. Like, look, I was offered a lot of money to do this. I think they just took the studio notes. I think the studio notes were like, make it campier, make it more like Batman, just do this, make it funnier, make it brighter, make it sell more toys, make it more kid friendly. I think they were just like, cool, you're paying me how much? Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't think they fought back any of it. I would push back and argue, I think Joel Schumacher could have actually been fine for this based off of Batman Forever if he would have actually been like, this isn't a paycheck. This is like, I'm actually going to make a movie versus the paycheck. This movie is totally a paycheck. I don't think this was I think if he cared, I think this could have been interesting.
I guess.
But I think he only cared.
But I think we were already seeing a slight slippage because of his directing in Batman Forever.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
But look, hey, look.
Well, that's why I want to see the
car.
Schumacher cut. I want to see what was the cut before the studio stepped in.
Well, when you show a Bat card and you have to think, what bank gave Batman a line of credit?
There's that as well.
When you have to ask questions like that. I found a really interesting piece of trivia because I always find the introduction of Alicia Silverstone's character as Batgirl to be kind of like a fascinating point. And to speak about a product of the 90s, there's a whole piece of thing where apparently she had scenes that were cut from the film and she put on a little weight and people literally said she was too fat to fit in her suit.
Yes, she
Like, they were
got
fat shaming her.
she got horribly fat shamed for
But apparently Joel Schumacher did come to her defense
yeah.
publicly, which I give him points for that.
What all did you notice?
I hate that stuff. I hate that nonsense.
What all did you notice in the Arkham storage room?
Oh, I didn't pay enough attention to that one.
Yeah, same.
So you can see Riddler's costume.
I did see that. I saw Two-Face's suit.
Two-Face's suit. So Scarface's
Yeah, okay.
the ventriloquist dummy Scarface is in there.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
There's an obscure Batman villain, the Fiddler. His violin is there. Mr. Freeze's suit is there, and there's a giant clock and some other like assorted things that would normally be in the Batcave that are in there.
And Superman works alone in this world.
He does.
Scarface has an interesting storyline in the Dark Patterns series that came out. He has a bit of a story arc. Batman Dark Patterns. It was like a 12-issue run. Has like 4 little different story arcs. It's really good detective. It's very Batman as detective kind of bit. It's a really good run of the stories. But what I found fascinating is there is a really fascinating Scarface arc in there that was like very clever.
Speaking of very
I don't want to say
clever,
anymore because I don't want to give it away. It's good.
Speaking of very clever, let's talk about Bane.
Like an afterthought? I love when you said that there were 3 villains in this film, and I'm like, yeah, I know.
Technically, if we want to get really technical, Woodrow is Floronic Man. So he would be a villain as well. But and oddly enough, he is not something that I hate about this movie. Not a Bane I don't like. I meant like Floronic Man. Woodrow. I don't like
the
Woodrow.
Scientist, the mad scientist.
I don't mind Woodrow. I don't mad scientist. I actually think he's fine, and he ultimately understood the assignment.
He also definitely understands the assignment. Like he was cartoon.
Yeah.
Did Mr. Freeze get all the best one-liners in this film, by the way?
No.
Well, that's because he was Arnold, and I would not call them good.
No.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Poison Ivy, watching it as an adult and hearing Poison Ivy's lines, she got the best one-liners.
He just has a lot of one-liners.
My eyes.
He does have a lot of one-liners, though.
I need to go sow some roots.
Not good.
Leave the geriatric bat. Young men have the stamina, the energy.
She was halfway to a porn with that one, with her lines.
If we tip this over just a little bit in the right way, it is a porn.
I feel like this is going to be the best one to use as a source material for like the parody porn that comes later.
And that's what I want to say is I want the parody porn to use the actual dialogue. You don't need to change the dialogue.
Yeah.
Just leave it straight.
Leave the dialogue, add the sex, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic. I am
All
disappointed.
you have to do is it's like the classic pizza delivery guy thing.
Yeah.
It's like it writes itself.
I want to say, McFarlane, fail on you. When you made these Batman toys, Poison Ivy says herself, and every Poison Ivy action figure comes with a Bane. Where's my Bane?
Exactly.
I didn't get a Bane. Why wasn't he the Build-A-Fig?
You know what it should have been? It should have been like the tiny little guy that you get. You don't actually get like the big Bane. If you want the big Bane, you have to buy big Bane. But you get a little tiny little guy.
Yes. Anyway, it was. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I feel we should address in this movie. This is not my favorite Batmobile. I don't mind the McGregor syndrome. I think that's fine. I think that tying it into Freeze actually works. That's one of the few story points that I think actually really works.
I would actually agree, I guess.
The Nora Freeze stuff actually still fits. I really hate Batgirl's costume so much. It's just annoys me.
I don't know the comics well enough to know where it should have been.
I would have preferred something. It wouldn't fit the aesthetic of this film, but the kind of classic remake they did for her in Batman White Knight was just like.
Yeah, but at the time, if we look
at
the
purple and yellow, but it wouldn't fit the aesthetic of this universe.
I was gonna say, if we're doing the time period when this movie came out, it's basically Batman's costume, but
Yes.
It's like the same color
Mm.
scheme, and except for her hair, her red
I mean,
hair
that's
sticks
kind of
out.
how they did it a little bit.
Yeah, but there's color to it instead of this
Hey,
is
look,
just
there's a
black
plastic mold
latex.
somewhere that made this suit.
Well,
Get it?
they all get black and silver at the end, so for some
Yeah.
reason.
For some reason.
I still don't understand what those costumes were supposed to be in terms of like a variant.
Reflective. They're
And
reflective.
oh.
I'm Adam and you're evil.
Also, like
Agabet evil.
Alfred, like is so worried about people finding the Batcave, and yet he makes her 3 different outfits to start with.
Yeah. I made you some Alfred in my AI version of myself.
Wow.
Max Headroom. Anyway,
It was a Max Headroom.
let's let's just let's get to Oh, I want to
It
ask one.
never takes off.
Here we
It
go.
is such a really boring
No, it's a
plot when
failure
you
to
think about it.
launch. Very
I
much so.
I want to ask one question before I ask Dr. John his final thoughts. So this is how I'm going to end. This is how we're going to end this little discussion with it. I'm going to ask you both
Uh-oh.
the question. Um, under was there something good with this movie that could have been great? Like was the story decent enough under the right like a script rewrite or maybe this script with a different director? Like is there something there that could have salvaged this?
Michael, no, I'm kidding. I'm not going to say Michael Bay. Um, I would say if there had been, like, just go for it. Like, go further.
Mhm.
Like you found yourself in a sour spot between trying to be serious and being campy.
Yeah.
Just go for full hog. Like take your lead from Uma, who
Yeah.
is definitely in there, and just everybody follow her.
All right. Eric, I'm going to
And
ask
drop
you
Bane. Just drop Bane.
Eric, I'm going to ask you in a second. Dr. John, final thoughts and review of this movie.
All right, I gave this movie 2 stars.
All right. You're
I
generous.
give it a half star for Uma and Alicia. I give it a half star for Arnold. I give it 1 star for the Smashing Pumpkins. The end is the beginning is the end song.
Okay. All
That's
right.
all it gets from me.
And on your list, it's number one, right?
No, it's dead last.
Dead last. That's what I had a feeling was going to be the case. Now, Eric, I asked you a question. Answer the question, please.
Is there anything that could have made this movie better?
Yeah. Is there
Yeah.
something salvageable, a kernel, like something in this?
Yeah, I think this movie, this isn't a bad. Yes. So I think to the same point, get rid of Bane. Bane is unnecessary and just takes away time.
Yeah.
I think even you don't even need an origin story for Uma Thurman. I think you need to just have Poison Ivy in the universe, right? And just let her come in. Same as you did for Freeze, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about an origin story. I think you waste time because because she needs more time, right?
Yeah.
We actually need to see her and Freeze in a little bit more of a tete-a-tete a little bit to kind of build that tension there in a way. I think obviously a better script with someone who understands the assignment, writing the lines and the jokes. Um,
Yeah.
I think you could probably keep it as the same director in that case if he had his own creative control. But yeah, it is salvageable,
Yeah.
but it is not. There is no way for this movie I see to be good. The only way I see this to be popular is people love how bad it is. You know,
Okay.
it becomes a cult in that way. As I would see it. I don't know, could be wrong, but like I don't see how this movie is good.
Your final score.
I also gave it 2 stars. It's also dead last.
Okay, you give it to, and it's dead last. All right. I will answer the same question very briefly, and I hope you cannot hear the gardening stuff outside my window.
No,
I can't
we're
close
good.
it now. I do think there is a kernel there, but I agree with you. Bane needs to go. I think
we
if
all
you're
agree
going
on
to
that.
introduce Batgirl, I think you need to have Robin not there. I think Robin needs to have either quit or he's out on another mission.
Or he's Nightwing.
and-
He's actually Nightwing now.
No,
You know,
I don't.
make him better.
My problem is the three heroes. You need to get rid of him entirely. I mean, yes,
But then-
he could say he's Nightwing and he's gone off to Bloodhaven, but it's just Batgirl, and Batman.
And so you're also getting away with the love triangle element of things, which was so
Yes.
annoying. Okay.
Although
I'll
if you're
take
gonna do the love triangle, do like the comics where all three of them are both of them want to fuck her. Then
that.
for
Kind of was there.
Batman and Mr. Freeze and
Alfred does
Poison
not approve.
Ivy, I think it should have just been one. But I can kind of be okay with two, but I think he should have just kept the Freeze of it all. I think it should have just been Freeze, Batgirl, and Batman. So I think you could have had something. I don't mind the camp. That's one of the things that over time this movie's grown on me a slight bit. because I've accepted and embraced the 66 camp. So I give this movie just barely more than you guys. I give it 2.5, and that half is recent, and it's now that I've accepted the camp, and I can just see this for what it is.
Can I throw something in?
But they don't do it well.
They don't, but I'm saying that it's at least thinking on it from that. It's like when I watch the third Matrix, I just look at it now as like, this is just an anime. And then I'm like, okay, Dr. John, sorry.
Well, no, I was going to say, I think that the one thing I will give them credit thinking about it is the pairing of Ivy and Freeze has a unique ability to be something really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And it was like they were almost there.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't materialize.
I think with a good rewrite, you could have had something promising.
Exactly. I feel like I want to add that to my rewrite thought, that if you put that in there, and maybe you do put Batgirl in, but you do remove Robin completely. So you have the 2 versus 2, and of course we get rid of Bane, so we don't have to worry about trio versus trio either. So
all right. Batman Begins is next. We're moving over to the Nolan world. We're getting to the real world stuff. So all the comedies going away, and we're going to get into heavy drama. And I'm looking forward to this one. I haven't rewatched these in a while, so this is.
I think I'm going to get rid of Katie Holmes after this one.
I actually don't mind Katie Holmes in this one.
I like Maggie Gyllenhaal better. I'm just going to say that
Maggie's better, but I didn't mind her. I would have been fine if she would have stuck around. If Tom Cruise would,
she's a garden plant. I mean, honestly, she's a garden plant. She's just there.
Yeah, if Tom Cruise would have allowed her to stay, I think it would have been fine. Anyway, Batman Begins is next, so look forward to that, and let us know your favorite. Let us know your favorite movies and things and your favorite thoughts on Batman. Did you like Batman and Robin? Write us at notfunnyguys.offthereels@gmail.com, just like our fans do. And Dr. John, I forgot, I got to share an email with you that you got. I'm not going to read it over the air, but you did get an email. I'll share it to you in a couple seconds. Notfunnyguys.offthereels@gmail.com. Let us know your questions, comments, concerns. Find us over on the TikTok at nfg.offthereels. Over on the Insta is not_funny_guys_presents. On Twitter as NotFunnyGuysPod. On Blue Skies, the Not Funny Guys. On YouTube as the Not Funny Guys, where Dr. John is starting up news radio. He's pulling out the old ham radio and listening for the news.
When you hear this episode, that later this week, you will see the first of those episodes going up.
There you go. Look forward to that, folks. Find me over on the Twitter as Vash_Maxwell. On Letterboxd as Vash Maxwell. Find Eric over on Letterboxd as Ekly. Check out his ever-growing movie list, except for this week when he's too lazy to do his damn job.
How dare you? How dare you?
Do his job.
I was doing my
doesn't get paid for. But check that out. Dr. John, where can they find you?
You can find me over on Letterboxd at esoteric_Evans. You can find me over on Instagram at esoteric_by_design. You can find me over on Substack at esotericbydesign.substack.com. And you can find me over with our Not Funny gal, Dr. Kristen, on Not Funny Guys Presents Thinking About Thinking, where we have episodes up about revolutionary spirit and change my mind right now.
All right. I challenge you to change his mind. I challenge you. When
we talk about the whole idea about when do we change our mind? Why do we change our minds? Is it important that we should change our minds?
There you go. All good questions.
I'd like to be invited on the one that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where do you separate the art from the person?
I'll propose that episode, actually. We should have that conversation.
That's going to be a spirited conversation right there, folks.
4 hours, all four of us on it. I can see it.
That would require song, Eric.
That would end up being a multi-parter because we keep everything under like 45 minutes to like under that usually.
Ew, gross schedule.
We'd have to like basically have like a multi-part episode.
As the lyrics go, 3 long ass movies and a single goddamn show.
There we go.
What it would be. But yes, find him over on Thinking About Thinking with Dr. K. Find Eric and I over on Wrestling What the Horror of It All, where we are going to talk about WWE, all the massive layoffs, all the contract renewals, and our PLE coming up, and then a movie that I was looking forward to, and then I watched it. Bloop! Oh, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's a good time. Check that out. And as always, thank you so much to both of you. Thank you to our listeners. And remember to keep it not funny.